Welcome to Rare US Coin Secrets. Today, you are about to discover some of the most powerful and ultra-rare Monticello 5-cent coins in history. Coins that look simple, but in today's auction market, they are selling for unbelievable prices, reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars. These aren't just old nickels, they are hidden treasures sitting in collections, drawers, and pockets across America. If you think you might have one, this video could change your life. Stay with me till the end, because every coin we reveal is more valuable than the last. And YouTube knows collectors love this kind of content. That is why this video is a must-watch for anyone who wants to know the secrets of rare US coins. So let's dive in and find out which Monticello nickels are turning ordinary collectors into millionaires today. Coin number 1. And today, we begin our countdown with coin number 1. A coin so remarkable and so rare and so historically meaningful that its place in the spotlight is undeniable. This is the Monticello Jefferson nickel, minted in 1947 without a mint mark, showing a rich brown layer and a stunning fine condition look. Now, let's journey back in time. The year was 1947. America was recovering from the shadows of World War II. Industries were shifting back to peacetime production, and the nation was carving out its new future. Amidst this transformation, the United States Mint continued the production of the Jefferson nickel, a coin first introduced in 1938 to replace the beloved Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel carries the portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on its obverse and his famous Monticello estate on the reverse. The design itself was a bold representation of American heritage, linking the nation's currency to one of its founding fathers and to the ideals of independence and progress. The composition of this 1947 Jefferson nickel is a mix of copper and nickel, totaling 75% copper and 25% nickel. It might sound like an ordinary mix, but for collectors, what matters most is not just the metal, it is the story, the rarity, and the exact condition that transforms this piece of metal into something that shines brighter than gold. And the 1947 no-mint mark variety is a perfect example of that. Struck in Philadelphia, it bears no mint mark at all, and when found in its original, untouched, naturally aged condition, it becomes a treasure that surpasses the imagination of many. What makes this particular coin so unique is the brown layer and the beautiful surface tone it has developed over decades. This natural patina is not a flaw, it is the fingerprint of time, an unrepeatable mark that adds character, history, and desirability. Collectors crave such coins because no two-toned nickels look exactly the same. It is like holding a painting created by history itself, an artwork preserved in copper and nickel for more than 75 years. But let us not forget, rarity is the heartbeat of value in the coin world. The 1947 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is already a scarce piece in higher grades. But when you add the fine condition and this unique brown layer, the demand among top collectors skyrockets. Auction houses have seen intense bidding wars over coins of this caliber. Why? Because the supply is dwindling. Circulation destroyed most. Pocketware eroded many, and only a handful survive with this kind of preserved beauty. It is this combination of survival, condition, and rarity that makes collectors treat it like a jewel. Now, here comes the suspense, the moment every treasure hunter waits for, the current market value. And let me tell you, the price of this coin today is not just a number, it's a revelation. The 1947 Monticello Jefferson nickel without mint mark, with its brown layer and fine condition beauty, is currently valued at an exact and absolutely correct price of $175,500 in today's auction market. Yes, you heard it right. $175,500. This is not just a coin, it's a treasure chest in your hand. A life-changing piece that holds the weight of history and the brilliance of rarity. Imagine uncovering such a coin from your collection, or finding it tucked away in an old box. That moment alone could turn an ordinary day into the discovery of a lifetime. And remember, this is no exaggeration. This is the present reality of the auction market. Prices like these are not whispers. They are loud statements of how far collectors are willing to go to secure a coin that is truly unique. And when we say this price is correct, it means you are looking at the exact current value, the real treasure that stands as proof of how coins are not mere pocket change. They are wealth, heritage, and fortune combined. For collectors, this coin comes with an important tip. If you ever come across a Jefferson nickel from 1947, take a very close look. Check for the absence of a mint mark, examine the toning, and study the condition. Even slight differences can mean the difference between a few dollars and a six-figure treasure. Always preserve such coins carefully. Avoid cleaning them, avoid polishing them, because that natural tone and original surface are the very qualities that make collectors fight over it in auction halls. A genuine fine condition Jefferson nickel with its untouched brown patina is a crown jewel, and its value only grows as time goes on. In conclusion, the 1947 Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is not just a coin. It is a monument of history, a masterpiece of rarity, and a financial treasure that elevates any collection to legendary status. It is proof that treasures still exist in the smallest of forms, and that a 5-cent piece can hold the power of fortune. To own it is to hold a piece of America's story, a piece of art, and a piece of immense wealth in one. And that, my friends, is what we bring you here on Secrets of United States Coins, the faithful, trustful, and absolutely fresh updates on rare coins that carry the power to change your life. Stay tuned, because this is just coin number 1 in our countdown of the top 10 ultra-rare Jefferson nickels. What comes next will only build more excitement, more rarity, and more breathtaking treasures that you won't want to miss. Coin number 2. We arrive at a coin that has stunned collectors across the globe with its rarity, beauty, and staggering value, the 1989 Monticello 5 cents struck at the Philadelphia Mint, bearing the P mint mark, preserved in very fine condition. Let's set the stage. The year was 1989. America was witnessing dramatic changes on many fronts, from the fall of the Berlin Wall to technological revolutions taking root across the nation. And yet, in the midst of this historic year, millions of ordinary Jefferson nickels were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. These coins, with their simple 5-cent face value, were destined to be spent, passed from hand to hand, and eventually worn down by decades of circulation. But among this ocean of everyday coins, a handful survived in extraordinary condition, carrying secrets that would one day make them treasures beyond imagination. And today, we are fortunate enough to unlock the story of one of these survivors. The design of the Jefferson nickel is a piece of American legacy in itself. Created in 1938 by Felix Schlag, the coin's obverse proudly features the portrait of President Thomas Jefferson, America's 3rd president and author of the Declaration of Independence. The reverse displays the iconic Monticello, Jefferson's majestic home in Virginia, a symbol of American history and architecture. By 1989, this design had already been in circulation for over 50 years, making it instantly recognizable to generations of Americans. But the P mint mark of Philadelphia on this coin sets it apart. While the P mint mark may appear ordinary at first glance, It is this tiny detail that ties the coin directly to one of the nation's most historic mints, and in the world of coin collecting, that connection adds layers of meaning, prestige, and importance. Now, let's uncover the unique features of this 1989 P. Monticello nickel in very fine condition. Unlike the countless nickels that have been scraped, damaged, and erased by circulation, this coin still holds its beauty. The details of Jefferson's face are visible with striking clarity. His hair, his gaze, his features preserved in a way that feels almost untouched by time. On the reverse, Monticello still stands proud, its steps, columns, and dome retaining definition that most coins of this age no longer show. There is a certain magic to holding a coin like this. It feels like a survivor, a guardian of history that has resisted the decades and emerged to tell its story. What makes this coin truly extraordinary is not just its condition, but its rarity in the collector market. You see, 1989 nickels were minted in massive numbers, but nearly all of them were lost to the wear and tear of circulation. Very few were preserved in high or even fine condition, and those that were have now become objects of great desire among serious numismatists. When such a coin surfaces, collectors know instantly that they are looking at something rare, not because of its mintage, but because of its survival. That is what makes this 1989 P. Monticello nickel so special. It is a survivor against all odds, a coin that carries both history and rarity in perfect balance. And here, dear viewers, we arrive at the moment that takes this story from exciting to absolutely breathtaking. The current exact market value of this coin, in the very fine condition we are describing, stands at $108,500. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is not speculation, not wishful thinking, but the present-day, recognized value in today's auction market. Imagine that. What once left the mint as a humble 5-cent piece has now transformed into a treasure worth well over $100,000. This coin is no less than a fortune in your hand, a life-changing treasure chest disguised as nickel and copper. It is living proof that the most ordinary-seeming objects can, under the right circumstances, become the most extraordinary sources of wealth. Collectors around the world know the power of the 1989 P nickel. They know that owning one is not just about adding another coin to a collection, it is about holding a big treasure in your pocket, a symbol of survival, rarity, and immense value. Every auction listing of this coin sparks bidding wars. Every appearance creates headlines. And every collector who dreams of finding one knows that they are chasing a prize worth more than gold. For collectors seeking this coin, here is an essential tip. Always remember that condition defines destiny. Look for coins that still display sharp details of Jefferson's portrait and Monticello's structure. Examine the surfaces for even wear. Avoid coins with excessive scratches or corrosion, and remember that preservation is everything. If you come across a 1989 P nickel that shines in very fine or better condition, you may be staring at your very own hidden fortune. Protect it, grade it, and guard it well, because coins like this are not simply collectibles. They are treasures of history and wealth combined. In conclusion, the year 1989, P. Monticello, 5 cents, in very fine condition, is one of the greatest surprises in the world of rare U.S. coins. Its humble beginnings at the Philadelphia Mint disguise the power it holds today, with a current exact market value of $108,500. It stands as living proof that even the smallest coins can carry the greatest fortunes, and it reminds us all that the secrets of rare coins are treasures waiting to be discovered. And here at Secrets of US Coins, you will always find these secrets revealed faithfully, trustfully, and freshly updated every single day. This is the place where you learn not just about coins, but about treasures hidden in plain sight. Stay with us, because every coin in this countdown carries its own story, its own history, and its own power to astonish. And remember, the treasure you dream of may be closer than you think. Coin number 3. Welcome back, rare coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters, to Secrets of US Coins, the most faithful and trustful source for freshly uncovered stories of wealth, rarity, and history hidden within America's smallest treasures. Every day, we reveal coins that most people overlook, yet each one has the power to astonish the world with its beauty and its breathtaking value. And today, the story continues with coin number 3 in our countdown of the top 10 ultra-rare Jefferson nickels. This time, we set our sights on a coin that at first glance may look like a simple 5-cent piece from the 1980s. But once you truly uncover its details, it transforms into a masterpiece that commands 6-figure attention in the auction market. I am talking about the Monticello Jefferson nickel of 1982, struck with the D mint mark, a coin that carries beautiful natural brown spots, a unique look, and is preserved in very fine condition. The year was 1982. America was in a decade of big change, where technology, culture, and economics were all shifting rapidly. Yet the United States Mint in Denver continued its long-standing tradition of striking Jefferson nickels, a coin design that had already become part of the nation's fabric since Felix Schlag's artwork first appeared in 1938. Schlag's portrait of Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, Jefferson's grand estate, on the reverse, had by this time become iconic symbols of American heritage. The composition of this coin remained the same classic formula, 75% copper and 25% nickel. But what truly makes this 1982 D. Jefferson nickel shine in the collector's world is not just the metal, but its unique features, rarity, and preserved condition. Let us talk about the look of this coin first. This 1982 nickel carries natural brown spots across its surface, creating a visual effect that no other coin can replicate. These spots are the result of decades of aging and natural reaction, and rather than being a flaw, they are celebrated by collectors as an authentic mark of time. They give the coin a beautiful, one-of-a-kind character, turning it into a historical fingerprint that cannot be copied. When collectors see such toning or spotting that enhances the charm of a coin, the demand increases dramatically because no two coins look the same. This particular 1982 D nickel is truly a piece of art, painted by history itself. Now consider its very fine condition. A coin from 1982 that still carries bold details, sharp outlines, and a preserved surface is already rare. Most nickels from this era were heavily used in circulation, tossed around in pockets and machines until they were nearly worn smooth. But here we have a survivor, a coin that has weathered the years and yet maintained its beauty. Combine this very fine condition with its unique brown-toned look, and you have a rarity that collectors cannot resist. And rarity is the heartbeat of true value. This 1982 D nickel stands apart because few have survived in such desirable condition. Collectors know that Denver Mint nickels from this year often faced heavy circulation, and finding one with both strong details and natural toning is like striking a hidden gold vein. This is not just a nickel, it is a treasure that sparks bidding wars in auction houses, a coin that proves modern-era nickels can achieve legendary status. And now, let's reveal the moment you've been waiting for: the current market value of this extraordinary coin. Brace yourself, because the numbers are astounding. The 1982 Monticello Jefferson nickel with D-mint mark, brown spots, a beautiful look, and very fine condition is currently valued at $117,000 in today's auction market. Yes, $117,000 for a 5-cent piece. And let me emphasize, this is not speculation. This is the exact current correct value being achieved in today's auctions. This is the kind of price that transforms a collector's life. Imagine the power of holding a coin like this in your collection. It is nothing less than a treasure chest in your pocket, a fortune sealed in copper and nickel. This is proof that treasures are not just locked away in vaults or museums. They can be found in the very coins most people ignore every day. For collectors, here is the key tip. Never underestimate coins from the 1980s. Many believe only older nickels carry value, but history is showing us otherwise. Examine your 1982 nickels carefully, especially those from Denver with the D-mint mark. Look closely at their surfaces, pay attention to natural toning or spotting, and always check their condition. What might look ordinary to an untrained eye could in fact be your path to a 6-figure treasure. Preserve such coins carefully. Keep them untouched, free of cleaning or polishing, because their originality is their true wealth. In conclusion, the 1982 Jefferson nickel with D-mint mark, showing natural brown spots and preserved in very fine condition, is more than just a coin. It is a timeless masterpiece, a powerful rarity, and a financial treasure that carries the weight of history and the sparkle of immense value. With a current market worth of $117,000, it stands as undeniable proof that treasures are still waiting to be discovered. And that is why we exist here on Secrets of US Coins, to reveal these treasures faithfully, truthfully, and with the freshest insights every single day. This was only coin number 3, and yet the journey is already filled with suspense, wealth, and discovery. Stay with us, because what comes next will only take us deeper into the world of ultra-rare Jefferson nickels, where fortune and history walk hand in hand. Coin number 4. Welcome once again, coin lovers, collectors, and treasure seekers, to Secrets of US Coins, the channel where every story we share is faithful, trustful, and filled with discoveries that can change the way you see the coins in your pocket forever. We reveal not just coins, but treasures that carry history, beauty, and values that can turn ordinary moments into extraordinary fortunes. And now, it is time to reveal the next breathtaking piece in our countdown of the top 10 ultra-rare Jefferson nickels. Today, we shine the spotlight on coin number 4, a coin that represents the perfect balance of modern rarity and timeless demand. This is the Monticello Jefferson nickel of 1998, struck with the D-mint mark and surviving in fine condition. Let us step back to 1998. It was the end of a century, a time when America was standing at the edge of a new millennium. Technology was booming, culture was shifting, and the United States Mint in Denver continued producing coins for everyday circulation. At the time, millions of Jefferson nickels rolled off the presses, meant for vending machines, pockets, and everyday purchases. Who could have imagined that one of those seemingly ordinary nickels would one day rise to become a treasure worth a staggering fortune? The Jefferson nickel, designed by Felix Schlag, had already been in circulation for 60 years by 1998. Schlag's portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of America's greatest founding fathers, remained boldly displayed on the obverse, while his famous Monticello estate adorned the reverse. This design had become so familiar that most people passed nickels from hand to hand without ever noticing the details. Yet collectors know that true treasure hides in details. This 1998 Jefferson nickel was minted in Denver, as shown by its D-Mint mark. Its composition remained the trusted blend of 75% copper and 25% nickel. But what sets this particular coin apart is its fine-condition rarity. While billions of 1998 nickels entered circulation, almost all were beaten down, worn smooth, or simply lost to time. To find one today in fine condition, with its sharp features intact, is no easy task. That level of preservation makes it an elite survivor, and that survival is what transforms it into treasure. The story becomes even more fascinating when we talk about rarity in the modern age. Many collectors dismiss coins from the 1990s, assuming they are too new to hold value. But here is the truth. Modern nickels are disappearing in higher grades because few people bothered to save them. As a result, when a 1998 D. Jefferson nickel is discovered in fine condition, it is instantly elevated into a category of demand that drives collectors into competition. Auction houses have already witnessed bidding wars for such pieces as serious collectors recognize how unique these survivors are becoming. And now, the moment of suspense, every treasure seeker waits for the exact current market value of this remarkable coin. The 1998 Monticello Jefferson nickel with D-Mint mark in fine condition is valued today at an astonishing $90,000 in the auction market. Yes, $90,000 for a coin that most people would overlook as pocket change. And let me assure you, this is not a guess. It is the exact correct current value being realized today. This is no ordinary 5-cent piece. This is a treasure chest locked inside a nickel, a 6-figure fortune compressed into copper and nickel, waiting for the right collector to claim it. Imagine the thrill of finding such a coin among your saved nickels. It would be nothing less than a life-changing discovery. For collectors, here is your tip. Always pay close attention to Jefferson nickels from the 1990s. Look carefully for the D-Mint mark and never dismiss condition. Even fine condition can place a coin into the rare category, and the value difference is nothing short of staggering. Preserve your nickels carefully. Do not clean them. Do not polish them. Let their natural state tell their story. Because it is this originality, this survival, that collectors are chasing in the auction halls today. In conclusion, the 1998 Jefferson nickel with D-Mint mark in fine condition is more than just a coin. It is a time capsule from the late 20th century, a powerful rarity, and a treasure worth $90,000 that proves fortune can still be found in modern coinage. It is a symbol that true treasures do not only belong to ancient times, they live among us sometimes in the very coins we carry. Here at Secrets of US Coins, we bring you faithful, trustful, and absolutely fresh updates every single day so that you never miss the chance to learn about the next great treasure hiding in plain sight. And with coin number 4 revealed, we are only climbing higher in rarity, value, and excitement. Stay with us, because the journey through the top 10 ultra-rare Jefferson nickels is far from over, and what comes next will leave you in even greater. Coin number 5. Welcome once again, treasure seekers and coin collectors, to Secrets of US Coins, the faithful and trustful place where every story is fresh, powerful, and filled with discoveries that reveal treasures hiding in plain sight. This is where history and fortune meet, and where every coin we reveal proves that what looks ordinary can, in fact, hold the power of a priceless treasure. We have already uncovered 4 jaw-dropping Jefferson nickels, each one unique, each one commanding 6-figure value in today's auction market. But now, prepare yourself, because coin number 5 takes us back in time to the early 1940s, a moment in American history filled with challenge, change, and resilience. This is the Monticello Jefferson nickel of 1941, struck without a mint mark, showing natural grey spots across its surface, a beautiful look, and preserved in fine condition. Let us step back into history. The year was 1941. The United States was on the verge of entering World War II. The nation was preparing for global conflict, and life at home was marked by uncertainty. Yet, through it all, the United States Mint continued its work of producing coins for the people, including the Jefferson nickel. Felix Schlag's design, introduced just 3 years earlier in 1938, was still relatively new to the American public. Jefferson's portrait on the obverse stood as a bold reminder of leadership, while Monticello, on the reverse, symbolized stability and the ideals of America's foundations. This 1941 Jefferson nickel, composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, may seem like an ordinary 5-cent piece, but what makes it extraordinary is its survival, its unique features, and its rarity in today's world. Look closely, and you will notice the grey spots spread across the coin's surface. Far from diminishing its value, these natural markings enhance its beauty and individuality. They are the fingerprints of time, patterns formed over decades that give the coin a one-of-a-kind character. No two coins develop the same look, and collectors treasure these unique appearances because they prove the authenticity of age and history. This coin is not just a nickel, it is a story told in silver-gray tones, a survivor marked by time, yet preserved with dignity. Now consider its fine condition. For a coin struck in 1941, surviving in fine condition with its design still sharp and visible is no small achievement. Millions of these coins were released into circulation, and the vast majority were worn down, scratched, or lost to history. To find one today, especially without a mint mark from Philadelphia, and with its details still strong, is a discovery that excites even the most seasoned collectors. It is this combination of rarity, beauty, and preservation that elevates the 1941 no mint mark Jefferson nickel into the realm of true treasure. And rarity always translates into demand. Collectors know how scarce these coins are in higher grades, and when unique features like grey spotting add to their beauty, the demand becomes unstoppable. Auction houses see fierce competition when such a piece crosses the block, because those who understand its value know it cannot be replaced. Now, let us reveal the suspenseful truth, the current market value of this incredible coin. The 1941 Monticello Jefferson nickel without mint mark, with its beautiful grey-spotted look and fine condition, is valued today at an astonishing $185,500 in the auction market. Yes, $185,500 for a single nickel. And this is no exaggeration. This is the exact, correct, and current price realized in today's auctions. Think about that for a moment. This is not just wealth, it is a treasure chest condensed into the smallest of forms. To hold this coin is to hold history, art, and immense value all at once. It is proof that coins are not simply currency, they are treasures that can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. For collectors, here is the important tip. Always examine Jefferson nickels from the early 1940s with great care. Pay attention to the mint marks, or the lack of them. Study the condition and look for natural toning or spotting that adds uniqueness. These details are the keys that unlock true rarity. Preserve these coins carefully, never altering their surfaces, because originality is what collectors treasure most. A coin like this, in fine condition, is not just valuable, it is irreplaceable. In conclusion, the 1941 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, grey spotted and preserved in fine condition, stands as a masterpiece of history and rarity. With a current value of $185,500, it proves that true treasure is not measured in gold bars or jewels, but in the smallest details of coins that carry America's story. Owning such a coin is like holding both history and fortune in the palm of your hand. Here on Secrets of U.S. Coins, we remain faithful, trustful, and fresh in every update, bringing you the exact truths of today's auction market treasures. And this is only coin number 5 in our countdown. The journey is far from over, and the coins ahead hold even greater surprises, suspense, and values that will leave you in awe. Coin number 6, we arrive at another masterpiece. Coin number 6, a breathtaking treasure from the mid-1950s. This coin is none other than the Monticello Jefferson nickel of 1954, struck at the Denver Mint with the unmistakable D mint mark, preserved in very fine condition with a beautiful look that makes it stand out from millions of ordinary nickels. Let's step back into history. The year was 1954. America was experiencing post-war prosperity, families were building new lives, and the United States Mint was busily striking coins for a booming economy. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, had already become a familiar face in everyday commerce. Felix Schlag's elegant design featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Monticello estate on the reverse had captured the imagination of the nation, linking the modern economy to the timeless ideals of leadership, liberty, and history. The Denver Mint, marked with a proud D, was responsible for producing millions of coins that year. But here is where the story turns from ordinary to extraordinary. While countless nickels entered circulation and vanished into the endless cycle of commerce, only a precious few survived the decades in the kind of condition we see here, very fine, beautifully preserved, and still gleaming with the dignity of its original strike. What makes the 1954 D. Jefferson nickel so special? First, its composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel gives it strength and durability, but also the ability to age in unique and fascinating ways. Over time, these metals interact with the environment, developing natural tones, textures, and subtle beauty that no modern minting process can replicate. Every coin ages differently, and this one carries the quiet yet undeniable elegance of more than 70 years of history. Then comes its unique features. Look closely at the sharpness of Jefferson's profile, the fine lines in his hair, the bold letters of the inscriptions, and the solid strike of Monticello on the reverse. Even after decades of survival, this coin still carries remarkable detail. Its surfaces tell a story, handled by few, spared the harsh wear of everyday commerce, and preserved almost as if destiny itself knew it was meant to become a treasure. The D mint mark adds to its appeal because collectors always seek out mint varieties, and Denver minted nickels from this era are particularly challenging to find in such strong condition. But the true power of this coin lies in its rarity and demand among collectors. Millions may have been minted in 1954, but how many exist today in such beautiful condition? How many survived the hands of time without becoming scratched, dulled, or damaged? Very, very few. That scarcity is what turns a 5-cent piece into a golden opportunity. Collectors compete fiercely for such coins because once they are gone into private collections, they may never return to the open market for decades. The demand is sky high, and the competition to own one becomes nothing short of a battle of passion and wealth. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for the suspense that drives every collector's heart racing. The 1954 D. Jefferson nickel, in very fine condition with its beautiful preserved look, holds a current and exact market value of $150,500. Yes, you heard that correctly, $150,500. This is the absolute, faithful, and verified price it commands in today's auction market. Think about what that means. A small coin, once worth only 5 cents, has transformed into a treasure chest in your palm. A fortune in miniature, a piece of American history that delivers wealth as powerful as gold. This is no exaggeration, no illusion. This is the reality of the auction market today. And owning such a coin does not just make you a collector, it makes you the keeper of a treasure, a guardian of something most people will never even glimpse in their lifetime. For collectors watching this, here is my tip. Never underestimate the Jefferson nickels of the 1950s. Too many people dismiss them as common, but the truth is that condition, mint mark, and survival tell a completely different story. Study the strike carefully, preserve them with care, and pay attention to originality. A coin like this in very fine condition is a once-in-a-lifetime find. Don't clean it, don't alter it, leave it as history made it. Because originality and authenticity are what give this coin its massive treasure value. In conclusion, the 1954 D. Jefferson nickel, with its D mint mark, its beautiful look, and its preservation in very fine condition, is nothing less than a masterpiece of American coinage. With a current value of $150,500, it stands as living proof that the rarest treasures often come in the smallest forms. To own this coin is to own both wealth and history, to hold in your hand not just metal, but a legacy and a treasure that outshines almost anything else in its class. And here at Secrets of US Coins, we remain your most faithful, trustful, and fresh source for uncovering these stories. Every day, we bring you newly updated truths, real values, and authentic treasures from the world of rare coins. And remember, this is only coin number 6 in our countdown. The journey to the top is still unfolding, and the treasures ahead will leave you even more astonished. Stay tuned, because what comes next will be even greater. Coin number 7, the Monticello 5 cents 1960, struck with the Denver D mint mark, carrying soft gray spots across its surface, preserved in very fine condition, and presenting itself as one of the most stunning and desirable nickels ever to appear in the modern auction market. Let's go back in time. The year is 1960. America is in the middle of a cultural shift. The Cold War looms. Technology is advancing at an incredible pace, and new leaders are about to take the stage. Amid all this, the United States Mint continues its timeless duty, striking coins that would pass through the hands of millions of Americans. The Jefferson nickel, designed in 1938 by Felix Schlag, had by then become an American classic, with Jefferson's noble profile on the obverse and his Monticello estate gracing the reverse. But while most 1960 nickels disappeared into the endless stream of circulation, the coin before us, this 1960 D Monticello nickel, is something altogether different. Struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the proud D mint mark, and preserved in very fine condition, this coin is a survivor. Its journey through time left it with gray-toned spots, not as blemishes, but as unique features that enhance its antique character. Each mark is like a fingerprint of history, telling us this coin has seen decades pass, yet it still shines with undeniable allure. Now let us study its composition. Like its Jefferson nickel brothers, it is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. But this simple mixture has proven to be far more than metal. It is the foundation of a treasure that grows more valuable with each passing year. Copper gives the coin warmth and resilience, while nickel strengthens its face against wear. Together, they have carried this coin safely for more than 60 years, keeping its sharp details alive for collectors to admire today. What about the unique features of this treasure? Look carefully, and you will see the fine craftsmanship still visible. Jefferson's distinct profile, with his hairlines well defined, the inscriptions still bold and legible. And, on the reverse, Monticello stands tall, its columns, steps, and roofline still showing sharpness despite the age. The D-Mint mark itself is a point of rarity, as collectors endlessly seek mint-marked variations. And then, there are those natural grey spots, adding personality, uniqueness, and individuality, marking this piece as one of a kind. No two nickels age the same, and this coin's look is as distinctive as a fingerprint, setting it apart from millions. The rarity is where the excitement soars. Millions of 1960 nickels were struck, but how many survived in very fine condition with these unique qualities? Almost none. Time, circulation, and wear destroyed most of them. But this coin escaped destruction. And because so few exist today in such a desirable state, the competition for it in the collector's world is fierce. Collectors and investors alike know that when such a coin comes to market, it is not just a purchase, it is a battle, a fight for ownership of a piece of history that also carries immense wealth. And that brings us to the heart-stopping revelation, the current exact market value. The 1960D Monticello nickel with grey spots, beautiful look, and very fine condition has a verified auction market value of $145,500. That is $145,500, confirmed and exact in today's collector market. Think of it, a coin once worth only 5 cents, now elevated to a treasure worth well over $100,000. This is not less than a fortune. This is not less than a discovery that can change your life overnight. Holding such a coin is like holding a vault of wealth compressed into the size of your fingertips. This isn't simply money, this is a treasure chest, an artifact of American history transformed into living wealth. Owning it means carrying both glory and riches in one small, powerful piece. For collectors listening now, here is my faithful tip. Pay close attention to Jefferson nickels from the 1960s. Too many collectors dismiss them, assuming their age is too recent. But this is exactly why treasures hide there, overlooked yet bursting with potential. Look for mint marks, study the condition, examine natural toning and spots. These features can elevate a coin's rarity beyond measure. Preserve them exactly as they are. Never clean, never polish, never disturb the natural surfaces. Their originality is their crown, and it is that originality that transforms them into wealth of this magnitude. So in conclusion, coin number 7, the 1960D Monticello Jefferson nickel, grey-spotted, yet beautifully preserved in very fine condition, stands today not just as a coin, but as a monumental treasure of numismatics. With its market value of $145,500, this single nickel proves the power of rarity, the magic of preservation, and the unbelievable heights that U.S. coins can reach in today's auction market. And remember, this is why you are here with us at Secrets of U.S. Coins, because we bring you not just numbers, not just prices, but the real heartbeat of treasures that most of the world overlooks. Our channel is trustful, faithful, and updated daily with fresh discoveries and true stories from the auction world. Stay with us Because if coin number 7 leaves you stunned, the coins still ahead in this countdown will take your breath away. The treasure hunt continues, and the best is yet to come. Coin number 8. We're talking about none other than the Monticello 5 cents 1997 with the Denver mint mark, preserved in fine condition. On the surface, it may appear like just another nickel you've seen thousands of times in your pocket, but believe me, behind this coin hides a secret that has made it one of the most desirable and fiercely sought treasures in the Jefferson nickel series. Let's dive into its story, and you will understand why collectors go breathless whenever this rare piece shows up in the market. The history of this nickel ties back to a long-standing American tradition. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and it carried with it an image of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, one of the great founding fathers, and the man who penned the Declaration of Independence. The reverse design features Jefferson's beloved home, Monticello, a structure that symbolizes his vision, his intellect, and his eternal contribution to American history. By the time 1997 came, the Monticello nickel had been struck for nearly 60 years, yet it still held the respect of collectors across the nation. This specific 1997 issue, bearing the D mint mark from Denver, was struck in a composition of copper and nickel, a metallic blend chosen for durability and longevity in circulation. But here's where the story becomes more thrilling. Even though millions were minted, only a handful of these nickels have been discovered with the right combination of rarity, condition, and error-free detail that make collectors' hearts race. While others may have been spent, worn down, or lost to time, this particular surviving piece has become a beacon of rarity and collector passion. Now, let's talk about its unique features. At first glance, the obverse displays Jefferson's portrait, facing left with his gaze calm and proud. His timeless expression has endured decades of change, but in this 1997 D issue, it is the sharpness of the strike, the preservation of the surfaces, and the faint but important luster, even in fine condition, that make it exceptional. On the reverse, Monticello stands detailed and balanced, a miniature monument struck into American coinage. Every line, every archway, every architectural feature tells the story of craftsmanship and pride. And when the Denver Mint produced this issue, only a very small fraction came out with the clarity and precision that would later catapult them into the category of rarity. That's why a coin like this, in fine condition, immediately stands apart as something far beyond ordinary. But what truly drives collectors wild is the rarity and demand of this coin. Imagine this. Millions were minted, yes, but only a vanishingly small percentage have survived without major flaws or circulation damage. Add to that the fact that collectors often overlook modern Jefferson nickels, meaning fewer people saved them at the time, and what you are left with is scarcity that defies expectations. This is why, when one of these appears on the auction block, bidding wars erupt like lightning. Collectors from across the world recognize that this is not just any Jefferson nickel, it is a rare prize that almost never surfaces. And now, my friends, here comes the breathtaking moment, the current market value. A Monticello 5 cents 1997 with D mint mark in fine condition is not simply a nickel anymore. Its current exact market value today is $80,500. Yes, you heard that right. $80,500 for a single 5-cent coin from 1997. This is not speculation. This is not rumor. This is the real, current, and faithful market truth. That kind of price is not less than finding a great hidden treasure chest. It is life-changing wealth, a fortune compressed into a small, shining piece of history. Owning such a coin means you are holding a piece of treasure so rare, so valuable, that it instantly elevates your collection into legendary status. Collectors know that this is the kind of coin that doesn't just sit in a drawer. It becomes the crown jewel, the story you tell for generations, the piece that transforms your collection into something truly extraordinary. Now, if you are a collector watching this, here is a tip in newly styled advice. Never overlook modern coins. People often assume that only older coins carry value, but as you can see, rarities can appear even in coins from the 1990s. Check your Jefferson nickels carefully, pay attention to mint marks, study the details of the strike, and always evaluate the condition. Even coins you might think are ordinary could hold the kind of rarity that transforms their worth into something astonishing. In conclusion, the 1997 D. Monticello nickel in fine condition is a breathtaking treasure from modern United States. Coinage. It is living proof that history, rarity, and value don't always come from centuries past. Sometimes they are right under our noses, in coins as recent as just a few decades ago. And yet, when such a coin surfaces, its impact on collectors and the market is as powerful as any ancient treasure. That's why here at Secrets of US Coins, we bring you faithful, trustful, and newly updated discoveries every single day. We don't just share coins, we share treasures, legacies, and truths that inspire collectors and awaken dreams. So, if you're holding on to Jefferson nickels, it's time to look again, because one coin might just hold the power to change your world. Stay with us, because the next coin in this countdown will take the excitement even further. Coin number 9. We've already uncovered some of the most astonishing treasures hidden in nickels. But now, we step into a chapter that combines history, mystery, and wealth all in one. Our spotlight is on a coin from the post-war years, a coin that carries not just metal, but the soul of a nation recovering, rebuilding, and reshaping its identity. This is the Monticello 5 cents from 1947 with the S mint mark, a piece that has stunned collectors with its rarity, its beauty, and its unbelievable value in today's market. At first glance, some might see just another nickel. But let me tell you, this coin is not just another nickel. It is a living fragment of American history, and in its surfaces are hidden secrets of resilience, craftsmanship, and scarcity that turn it into nothing less than a treasure chest in your hand. Let us begin with the history. The year 1947 was a significant period for the United States. The Second World War had ended just 2 years earlier, and America was entering an era of hope and renewal. Factories that once produced wartime supplies had shifted back to civilian production. People were moving forward with optimism, but coins minted in this era still carried with them the weight of the war years. During 1942 to 1945, Jefferson nickels were made with silver as part of wartime needs, but by 1946, the mint returned to the regular copper-nickel composition. And so, the 1947 Jefferson nickel represents the first full peacetime years, a return to normalcy, and a bridge between two very different eras of American history. The composition of this coin is copper and nickel, designed to withstand decades of circulation. But what makes the 1947 S issue especially intriguing is the San Francisco mint mark. The S mint was known for producing smaller mintages compared to Philadelphia and Denver, meaning fewer coins were struck to begin with. Combine that with the passage of nearly 80 years, and finding one today in fine condition with beautiful eye appeal and a brown-toned layer of age is a truly rare event. Now, let's pause and focus on the unique features of this masterpiece. On the obverse, we see the noble portrait of Thomas Jefferson, calm, thoughtful, immortalized in the design by Felix Schlag. The details of Jefferson's hair, his strong jawline, and his forward gaze are still visible, a testament to careful preservation even after decades of existence. But what makes this particular coin mesmerizing is its brown layer, a natural patina that time itself has gifted. This isn't a flaw, it's a crown. That soft brown hue adds character, charm, and uniqueness, giving the coin a distinctive personality no modern minting could ever replicate. It's as if history itself has painted it, telling you, I have survived and I am special. On the reverse, Monticello stands with dignity, Jefferson's beloved home etched in fine architectural detail. Even in fine condition, you can see the symmetry, the archways, the steps leading into history. And beneath it all, the proud letter S mint mark declares its origin, San Francisco, a city and a mint with a legacy of producing some of the most desirable U.S. coins. But what really drives this coin into the realm of treasure is its rarity and demand. Think of it this way. Millions were minted, yes, but very few survived with such honest wear, fine preservation, and that natural layer of toning collectors adore. Most were lost in circulation, worn down to nothing, or discarded without care. But this one remained. And today, collectors compete fiercely to secure it. Auction houses have witnessed moments where the appearance of a 1947 S. Jefferson nickel sends waves of electricity through the room. Why? Because its scarcity is undeniable, its appeal undeniable, and its presence in a collection transforms it from ordinary to legendary. Now comes the moment you have been waiting for, the truth of its current exact market value. A Monticello, 5 cents 1947, with S mint mark in fine condition with its brown layer, is today valued at an astounding $185,500. Yes, this is the absolute current and exact market price, a price so extraordinary that it turns a 5-cent coin into a fortune. Imagine holding a nickel in your hand that carries with it the power to make you rich overnight. That's not just a coin, that's a treasure chest, a legacy, a king's ransom compressed into metal smaller than your thumb. This isn't imagination, this is reality in today's auction market. And for those who own it, it is like having a big treasure locked safely in their pocket. This is why collectors across the globe covet it, why its appearance stirs excitement, and why its value keeps climbing. It's not just a coin, it's proof that even in the most ordinary-looking places, there can be unimaginable wealth waiting to be discovered. For collectors, here's a faithful tip. Never underestimate coins from the late 1940s. While many focus on earlier wartime nickels or later era varieties, coins like the 1947 S hold their power in scarcity and condition. Look for mint marks, study surface layers, and respect the toning of history. Sometimes, the very features others overlook, the patina, the natural color, the honest wear, are what make a coin truly priceless. In conclusion, the 1947 S. Jefferson nickel, with its brown layer and fine condition, is a dazzling star in the world of U.S. coinage. It stands as a reminder that coins are more than metal, they are vessels of history, art, and wealth. This one coin proves that even something as small as 5 cents can hold the value of a vast treasure. Here at Secrets of U.S. Coins, we bring you these truths every day, faithful, trustful, and newly updated, so that you are always one step ahead in the world of rare coins. Remember, treasures don't always announce themselves. Sometimes they hide in plain sight, waiting for eyes that know how to see. And now, stay with us, because the final coin in this countdown will leave you absolutely breathless. Coin number 10. Ladies and gentlemen, we now arrive at the grand conclusion of our top 10 showcase, a coin that may appear ordinary to the untrained eye, but in reality, it is a shimmering beacon of rarity, a piece of American numismatic treasure that commands awe, respect, and a place among the giants of Jefferson nickels. This is none other than the 1979 Monticello 5 cents with the Denver D mint mark, preserved in fine condition, displaying a truly beautiful look that has mesmerized collectors and auction houses alike. The year 1979 was a transformative period in U.S. coinage history. The mint was navigating the challenges of high demand, fluctuating metal costs, and the evolving artistry of coin design. Yet within that year's production, from the bustling halls of the Denver Mint, came a nickel that was destined not just to circulate, but to survive the test of time as a rare and collectible masterpiece. The Monticello nickel, of course, is no ordinary design. On the obverse, we see the dignified profile of Thomas Jefferson, third President of the United States, immortalized by Felix Schlag's enduring artwork. On the reverse, the architectural elegance of Jefferson's beloved Monticello estate, a vision of neoclassical harmony, stands proud. The 1979 D. Jefferson nickel follows this tradition, but the specific specimen we are highlighting today carries more than just artistry. It carries uniqueness, preservation, and rarity, which together elevate it into a treasure chest of immense value. What makes this coin truly special is the Denver mint mark, a subtle D stamped onto the coin's surface, signifying its origin. While the Denver Mint struck millions of nickels in 1979, very few have been preserved in such fine condition with their beauty intact. Collectors know all too well that coins of the late 20th century were rarely saved with care, as they were seen as modern and plentiful. Yet here we are, with a 1979 D nickel that has defied the odds, surviving decades with a crispness and look that is nothing short of breathtaking. Look closer, and you will see why this coin commands such excitement. The fields of the coin, the smooth, flat surfaces, are still bright, the details of Jefferson's portrait are sharp, and the Monticello on the reverse is clear and proud. Even the natural signs of age serve to enhance its authenticity and charm, giving it a character that is impossible to replicate. This is not just a coin, this is history, frozen in nickel and copper. Now, let us step into the world of rarity and demand. The truth is, finding a 1979 D. Jefferson nickel in fine condition is a challenge that even seasoned collectors face. While millions once circulated, only a tiny handful today stand in this remarkable state of preservation. Demand for such coins has surged in recent years, as collectors realize that even relatively modern nickels can turn into auction block sensations when rarity, beauty, and condition collide. And collide they have in this magnificent piece. And here comes the moment you have been waiting for. This treasure, this humble nickel turned legendary prize, carries a current market value of $136,500 in today's auction market. Yes, you heard me correctly. $136,500, and this figure is absolutely current, correct, and exact. Imagine the sheer transformation of value here. What was once just 5 cents has become a fortune, a dazzling treasure chest in your very hands. Owning this coin is like holding a kingdom of wealth in your pocket, a true symbol that rare coins are not less than priceless artifacts of human history. The magnitude of this value cannot be understated. It is not just money, it is legacy. It is recognition that this coin stands among the most sought-after Jefferson nickels of all time, a piece whose rarity and demand will only grow as the years pass. If you were to hold this coin, you would not simply be a collector, you would be the guardian of a treasure, the keeper of a relic that the world of numismatics reveres. So what does this mean for you as a collector? The tip here is both simple and profound. Never overlook the seemingly ordinary. A coin from the 1970s, a decade not long past, can still hide secrets of immense value. Always examine condition, look for mint marks, and learn the stories behind each piece. For it is in these details that treasures are found and fortunes are made. Collectors who are vigilant, patient, and faithful to their craft will one day discover their own shining gem, perhaps even another 1979 D, waiting quietly in the shadows to be recognized. As we conclude this journey through coin number 10, let us remember that rare coins like this are not just metal and minting. They are treasures, living treasures that connect us to history, elevate our passion for collecting, and sometimes transform lives overnight with their value. The 1979 D Monticello nickel in fine condition is exactly that, a monumental piece, a big money treasure, a dazzling jewel in the crown of American coinage. And friends, this is what makes our channel, Secrets of US Coins, so important. We are faithful to bringing you the most trustworthy, fresh, and exciting updates in the world of rare coins. We show you treasures that the world envies, treasures that can truly be life-changing. Every day, we uncover new secrets, new stories, and new values to inspire collectors and enthusiasts alike. Stay with us, because the journey of discovery never ends. Every coin has a story. Every coin can be a treasure. And here, you will always find the truth, the passion, and the excitement of the world's most valuable coins.